Hey guys, Brian Dean here, and welcome to Lesson 2. In the last lesson, you learned that most people fail to get backlinks because they create content for the wrong audience. Instead, I showed you why creating content for your link creators is the key to success with SEO and content marketing. Why? Because your link creators are the only people that can actually link to you. And now it's time to get into the nitty-gritty. Specifically, in this video, I'm gonna show you how to identify and find your link creators step by step. Then, starting in Module 2, you'll learn how to create content that appeals directly to them. But first, I wanna show you some interesting data to demonstrate why creating content for your link creators is so important for generating backlinks. A couple years ago, the guys at BuzzSumo analyzed 1 million articles. Specifically, they looked at the relationship between social shares, like Facebook likes and tweets, and backlinks. So what did they find? To quote the study, across our total sample of 1 million posts, there was no overall correlation of shares and links. That's right, no correlation. Now, a lot of people were surprised by the results of this study, but I wasn't. From doing SEO for years in some of the most competitive industries on the planet, I saw firsthand that there's a big difference between content that gets shared on social media and content that gets linked to. So what's going on here? As the author of the study, Steve Rayson, put it, everyone can share content, but content has to work much harder to acquire links. What Steve is saying is, when you create content for the masses, you might get some social shares, but you won't get any links. And yeah, I'll take a Facebook like or a tweet when I can get it. But I also understand that these social shares won't impact my rankings. In fact, Google has come out and said that they don't use social signals in their algorithm. So if you create content for the average Joe or your target customer, you're not gonna get any links. And without links, you have very little chance of ranking on Google's first page. Fortunately, there's an easy way to get around this problem. Create content for your link creators. And now it's time for me to show you how to find your link creators. Here's the 3-step link creator discovery process. Step 1, find link creators in Google. Step 2, find who links to link creators. And step 3, best of lists. Let's dive right in. Step 1 is to find link creators using Google search. Now, Google might not be some fancy SEO tool, but it's the best place to find link creators in any industry. Here's why. When you search for a keyword in Google, you know right off the bat that the sites that they show you are popular and respected sites in that niche. If they weren't, they wouldn't rank in Google. In other words, when you search for keywords related to your industry, the sites that show up in Google are your link creators. With that, here's how to use Google to find your link creators. First, search for a broad keyword that someone would use to find content about your site's topic. For example, let's say that you run a site that does nutrition consulting for people on low-carb diets. What would someone searching for content about low-carb diets search for? They'd search for things like low-carb diet tips, best low-carb snacks, sugar-free desserts, and is paleo low-carb? Another example, let's say that you run an e-commerce site that sells bird cages. In this case, you'd search for things like how to clean a bird cage, best food for parakeets, and how to get your parrot to talk. Notice how I don't recommend searching for commercial keywords like nutrition consulting or cheap bird cages. Why? These keywords are gonna bring up your direct competitors, which obviously aren't gonna make good link creators. Instead, you wanna search for informational keywords, which tend to bring up content from news sites and blogs. For example, take a look at Backlinko. As you know, Backlinko is an SEO training company that sells online courses. So when I search for my link creators, I don't search for keywords like SEO training or SEO courses. These keywords are gonna bring up your direct competitors, which obviously won't make good link creators. Instead, I find my link creators by searching for terms like SEO techniques, SEO tools, and link building tips. These search strings bring up SEO-focused news sites and blogs, which make great link creators. Make sense? Good. So after you search for a keyword, all you need to do is go one by one through the top 20 results. Then add any quality sites that you find to your list of link creators. And to help you with this process, I included a worksheet below this video. This worksheet contains some extra tips and advice, and it also has fields that you can fill in to create your list of link creators. And once you finish with one keyword, try another keyword. That'll bring up a whole new set of potential link creators. Repeat this process until you've identified about 10 link creators. Now you might be wondering, what if you or your client is in a boring or obscure niche? In other words, what if there aren't that many blogs or news sites that cover your topic? What should you search for? This is a common issue that people run into. Fortunately, there's an easy solution to this problem. Shoulder niches. So what's a shoulder niche? A shoulder niche is a niche that's closely related to your site's main topic. For example, SEO That Works graduate Jason McCoy was initially having trouble finding his link creators. Jason runs a company that does voiceovers for radio and TV commercials. And needless to say, there aren't many voice acting blogs out there. That's when Jason decided to try the shoulder niche approach. And Jason found a popular shoulder niche that had plenty of link creators, video and audio production. Just think of all the sites that talk about creating videos for business, or podcasting, or video editing, or video blogging. The list goes on and on. And once Jason found that shoulder niche, he used the process from this lesson and found a ton of link creators in the shoulder niche of video and audio production. How about another example? Mike Bonadio runs an SEO agency in New York City. And when Mike signed on his latest client, a pest control service, he knew that searching for pest control wasn't gonna bring up any link creators, only the competition. And needless to say, there weren't too many pest control blogs out there either. As Mike put it, coming up with content for this client was a big challenge. Their niche is incredibly boring and has little tradition of content distribution, community, or linking. Bugs, who cares? Just get rid of them. So Mike came up with a bunch of related shoulder niches that had anything to do with pest control. And when he searched for keywords like garden pests, Mike noticed that there was a sizable group of link creators, garden bloggers, that talked about eliminating garden pests. So Mike added these gardening blogs to his list of link creators. And just like that, Mike had a solid list of link creators to work with. Now our next step is to see who links to the sites you just found in step number 1. This can reveal link creators who may not be ranking for the keywords you search for in step 1. But because they link out to content in your industry, they make perfect link creators. Think about it. These people are linking to content in your niche. They're literally creating links, which makes them by definition link creators. Here's how to find sites that link to content in your industry. First, take a site that you found in the last step and pop it into a link analysis tool like Ahrefs, Moz, or Majestic SEO. Next, click on backlinks. This will show you the sites that link to the site you just put into the tool. In other words, link creators. Finally, add any quality sites that seem like a good fit to your list of link creators. In total, you should aim to add around 5 to 10 sites from this process to your list of link creators. For example, when I searched for on-page SEO tips in step number 1, I found coschedule.com. They're a high quality site in my niche, so I added them to my list of link creators. So for this step, I put the CoSchedule homepage into Ahrefs, and they showed me all the sites that link to coschedule.com. And I quickly found lots of great link creators like HubSpot, Sprout Social, and Copy Hackers. And now it's time for our last step, which is finding link creators in best of blog posts. Now, when it comes to finding high quality bloggers and influencers in your industry, people have already done a lot of the hard work for you. What am I talking about? Best of blog lists. You've probably seen best of blog posts before. They're blog posts that, instead of tips, they list some of the best blogs in a given niche. And when you find these lists, you have a gold mine of link creators staring you right in the face. To find best of blog lists, just search using these search strings in Google. Now, don't worry about writing these down. I have all these search strings listed for you in the worksheet for this lesson. For example, let's say that you're trying to find link creators in the pet space. All you need to do is search in Google using one of the search strings that I just showed you. And you'll find lots of best of blog posts that list out high quality blogs in the pet niche. And needless to say, the sites listed in best of blog posts make great link creators to add to your list. Now, in addition to the search strings that I just showed you, an optional step is to use a site called alltop.com. Alltop.com is a website that curates the best blogs in every industry. To use it, just search for a broad keyword that describes your industry or a closely related industry. For example, if your site sold organic dog food, you'd search in Alltop for pets or dogs. And Alltop will hand you a hand-curated list of quality blogs that cover those topics. Now I'll show you how to find a link creator focused topic in the next lesson. But before we get into that step, I want to quickly show you how well a piece of content designed for link creators can perform. Remember the post that I mentioned in the last lesson, 21 actionable SEO techniques you can use right now? Now, like I mentioned, that post was designed strictly for the link creators in my industry. And before writing this post, I searched for keywords like link building and SEO tips, and I found lots of link creators. And after executing the steps from the next lesson, I noticed that at the time, lots of my link creators are talking about broken link building. So I decided to start off my post with a tip on how to use Wikipedia for broken link building. Now I knew that most people reading my post wouldn't know what broken link building was or how to use the Wikipedia tip. But I decided against an explanation because I knew that would alienate my link creators who prefer straight tactics without a long explanation. In fact, I got a lot of comments from people that didn't understand how the technique worked. Even though I was tempted to break it down for people that weren't SEO bloggers, I decided against it because I knew that my link creators came first. So how did the post do? To date, this page has backlinks from over 500 different domains, and it ranks in the top 3 for the keyword SEO techniques, above big brand sites like Wikipedia, Search Engine Land, and Entrepreneur.com. Now, of course, there's more to the story here, like the content framework that this piece of content is built around, and the promotional strategies that I used to build links to it. But the foundation was a link creator focused piece of content. And the first step in that process was me identifying my link creators. So what's next? Well, you just identified your link creators. And in the next lesson, I'm gonna help you answer the question, what do my link creators tend to link to? In other words, I'll help you find topics that your link creators are likely to share and not share with their audience. But before you move on to the next lesson, make sure to download the worksheet below this video. In this worksheet, I'll show you exactly in detail how to find your link creators. Also, as a fair warning, this worksheet might be a little tough to complete at first. If it is, don't get discouraged. Just do the best you can. As you continue on in this training and everything becomes super clear, you'll be able to go back and work through these worksheets again if you need to. So download the worksheet and give it your best shot before moving on to the next lesson, where I'll help you find proven topics for your content. And I'll see you in the next video.